and presidents who say, trust me, I'll fix it.
A free people should trust institutions more than personalities. The day a republic depends upon one single leader, it has already begun to forget why it became a republic.
Welcome back to Mollie Talks. This week's guest wrote one of the most famous sentences in human history and then went home to a plantation with over 600 people on it who weren't free to leave it. Ladies and gentlemen, the third president of the United States, author of the Declaration of Independence, inventor of a chair that swivels, Thomas Jefferson.
I love that chair.
And don't forget about my teleportation device. That should make for an interesting second half of the show. Let's start where you started. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Genuinely one of the best sentences ever written.
It is the question I have never been able to answer, not even to myself.
Take your time. We've got a whole country waiting on this answer.
I wrote a sentence larger than the man who wrote it. I have never pretended otherwise.
That's a very elegant way of saying, I knew and did it anyway.
I believed slavery was a moral evil. I wrote that it corrupted both the enslaved and the master. Yet I inherited the system, lived within Virginia's economy, and was buried beneath debts I could not escape.
It takes a great deal of honesty to admit that. Except you still owned more than 600 enslaved people over your lifetime.
I cannot deny it. Every explanation I offer sounds weaker than the contradiction itself.
It seems that history gave you one of the greatest opening lines ever written, and one of its toughest follow-up questions.
I am a contradiction, I'll be the first to admit. Let's just say that if I had an X account, I would disable the comments.
Oh my God.
And I thought you gave the Nazarene tough questions.
Mr. Jefferson, I've got another question that's guaranteed to upset at least half the internet.
Only half? I appear to be improving.
The Second Amendment. Did you ever imagine people would be arguing about it?
Good heavens, no. We amended the Constitution because we expected future generations to, well, amend it.
Wait, you're saying you didn't expect people to treat it like software that never gets an update?
Precisely. We wrote for our century, not yours.
So what would you make of civilians owning weapons capable of firing dozens of rounds in moments?
Madam, when I wrote those words, a musket required patience, powder, and rather forgiving target. Had such arms existed in my day, they would certainly have demanded fresh debate.
That's probably not the answer some people were hoping for.
I confess I am even more puzzled by something else.
What's that?
The admiration. Firearms appear to become objects of identity, even affection. In my time, they were tools, rather unreliable ones at that.
You mean the bumper stickers, the T-shirts, the coffee mugs?
Coffee mugs?
It's a whole thing.
Extraordinary. We sought to preserve liberty. I did not expect future generations to develop a fan club for the equipment.
So your message is, if society changes, maybe the conversation should too?
Precisely. A constitution that cannot be discussed is no friend of a free people.
You wrote about a wall of separation between church and state.
I did, though I see some people have spent the last 2 centuries trying to climb over it.
Some people today insist America was founded as a Christian nation.
Religion should guide the conscience. Government should protect liberty. Schools should teach people how to think, not what to believe. Once those roles become fused, everyone's preaching and no one begins listening.
You know that's going to annoy people on both sides.
Then I have achieved the rarest form of political balance.
You even made your own version of the Bible.
A considerably shorter edition. I removed the miracles and kept the teachings of Jesus. One might say I kept the message and trimmed the special effects.
Some people think modern laws should be based on a book written before we'd invented the fork.
The earth belongs to the living, not the dead.
So you're saying we shouldn't be running a 21st century country with a 2,000-year-old instruction manual?
The dead may offer wisdom. They should not hold a permanent majority.
That's got to be the most polite way anyone's ever told history to stay in its lane. The Louisiana Purchase. You doubled the size of the United States with one signature.
History remembers the land. I remember the hesitation.
Because you weren't convinced the Constitution actually gave you the authority to buy it.
No. I believe the Constitution should be obeyed, especially by those entrusted to preserve it.
But you signed it anyway.
I did. Opportunity arrived before certainty. It is one of the decisions for which I receive the greatest praise, and one of the decisions that troubles me the most.
Why?
Because every exception teaches the next ruler that his own exception will also be justified.
People today say presidents rely too much on executive orders because Congress moves too slowly.
The measure of a republic is not how quickly it acts, but how carefully it restrains those who act.
So slow government isn't always bad.
No government has ever lost liberty because it debated too long.
Some people would say Congress can't get anything done.
Congress was never designed to be efficient. It was designed to make tyranny less efficient.
Okay, but say that on cable news and see how far you get.
Looking at you, Molly, power naturally gathers to itself. Every generation must decide whether it belongs in the hands of many or the hands of one.
And presidents who say, trust me, I'll fix it.
A free people should trust institutions more than personalities. The day a republic depends upon one single leader, it has already begun to forget why it became a republic.
Okay, sir. Lightning round time, quick fire questions. You ready, bro?
If the Nazarene survived it, I suppose I have no excuse.
Coffee or tea?
Wine.
That wasn't one of the
I am aware.
favorite invention.
The revolving book stand. 5 books at once. No one ever asked why.
Sir, that's just an early anxiety disorder with a patent.
You are brutal, young lady.
Favorite food?
Macaroni and cheese.
You imported it to America.
You're welcome.
Hamilton.
No,
That wasn't a question.
it remains my answer.
Moving on. Favorite thing about the modern world?
Libraries.
The internet literally contains the largest library in human history.
But it insists on placing the village idiot beside every scoggler.
Good point. Social media?
A printing press that never sleeps and seldom edits.
Tell me about it. Final question. Favorite modern musical band?
Rage Against the Machine.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Precisely.
So, as you know, we can go anywhere. Where's it going to be, Mr. President?
Take me to your leader.
Full body turnaround.
And when Congress will not act, this office will act for them. I will not wait for permission to do what is right.
Why does this always happen?
It seems we have a cosplayer in the audience today. Sir, you have something to say?
Do you know what troubles me? Not the speech. Everyone here laughs at my outfit. Cosplaying, yet you are the ones acting, I believe you called it.
This entire ceremony is a sham. Nothing but a performance to praise the almighty leader standing before you.
We were to trust institutions, not idols. That is all I ever asked of you.
We created a promise for this country. It was your job to see it come true.
Will somebody remove this clown?
Here we go again.
I once wrote that a little rebellion now and then was a good thing. I confess I didn't expect to continue proving it 200 years later.
And now, back to the studio.
So, we just watched a 200-year-old man get thrown out of Congress for telling the truth in a wig. Every generation gets the same deal he did. Inherit something imperfect, decide what to do with it. Dude, off your phone. I'm still wrapping up.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who wrote the rules and never once followed them. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a note in the comments for any guests you'd like me to have on the show. Thanks for watching.